Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FAU Baseball Stadium for tonight's presentation of FAU Owl Baseball between the Michigan Wolverines and your FAU Owls. Jacob Browne with you here as the Owls will attempt to defeat Michigan for the first time in school history. I'm joined here with Jacob Kelley. Jacob, what are your outlooks for the game here tonight?
Well, the FAU baseball team's had a great start to this season, especially in the Big Ten. Started off the season with a 4-game series against the University of Minnesota, which we saw our FAU Owls take 3-1, with games getting 17-9, 13-4. So we've seen the experience already in the Big Ten and also in the ACC. Had one game already against Miami, our last game here down in Miami, lost 9-1. So a mixed start, but so far sitting at 5-3, a good start from our FAU Owls.
Michigan comes in at 5-2, FAU at 5-3, and like you said, FAU beat Minnesota 3 out of 4 to begin the season. So, what is the lineup for those Michigan Wolverines as this first pitch comes in? We have Nicholas Del Prado on the mound for FAU. He's a sophomore and only 2 appearances this year in 3 innings. He has a 3 ERA, and here's the starting lineup for the Michigan Wolverines as we come to play. Leading off and playing right field, Clark Elliott. Batting second and playing center field, Joe Stewart. The third baseman, Matt Frey, will bat third. Cleaning up and catching, Jimmy Obertop. Batting fifth and playing left field, Tito Flores, as the first pitch from Del Prado to Elliott comes in. And that ball is popped up, first base side. Shanuel in foul territory behind first base. And he'll make the catch behind first base by about 10 to 15 feet. And there's one out here in the top of the first. To continue the lineup, batting sixth and serving as the DH, Ted Burton. Alex Feggie Johnson will bat sixth and play second base. Jack Van Remortel will bat eighth and play first. And batting ninth and playing shortstop, Riley Bertram.
Michigan comes in here with a 4-game winning streak. Just got out of Miami with a 2-game homestand.
First pitch is taken outside, 1-0, low and away.
Those 2 games finished 13-9, 16-8, both going to Michigan respectively.
Joe Stewart hitting 55 in 7 games this season with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. The 1-0 comes in, swung on and missed. Fastball over the plate, 1-1. And that's a pitch that was center cut over the plate that was missed. Looked like an off-speed pitch. The 1-1. And a fastball taken in, 2-1. Infielders playing at their normal position. Outfielders as well playing in their normal position. Wind blowing out to center field on this beautiful night here in Boca Raton. FAU wearing with their white uniforms. Michigan wearing navy blue with yellow lettering that says Michigan on the front. Curveball taken. The count now 2-2. From Del Prado to Joe Stewart, the freshman center fielder, and that ball is skied on the infield, and nobody knows where it is. That ball might be lost in the sky, and it was. That ball dropped in short left field. Joe Stewart going to third on the play, and so a pop-up that goes just behind the shortstop ends up a triple here with 1 out in the first inning.
Stop there. The communication wasn't there. Nobody knew where the ball was, and easy triple for Michigan.
So now Matt Frey will step in here, the third baseman freshman, hitting .348 this season with 5 RBIs. He's also got a .529 on base percentage. And remember, it's 7 games, so a lot of these statistics are skewed. As you go across the season, you're not going to see guys with .529 OBPs. That ball is skied on the first pitch to right field. And it is caught in right field on the warning track. Runner tagging from third. He will score. So it's a sac fly for Matt Frey to begin the game, and the Wolverines take a 1-0 lead.
Matt Frey continuing from his hot game. Last time out, Matt Frey went 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs, adding another RBI there to get Michigan on the board first in this game.
So now the catcher, Jimmy Obertop, will step in here. Right-handed catcher, he's a junior, hitting .333 with 2 RBIs thus far as he takes a fastball down the middle, 0-1.
Obertop is very patient last time out, getting 3 walks in 5 at-bats.
The 0-1. Curveball low and away. Defensive alignment stays the same. No shifts for the righty catcher. The 1-1. And that curveball low and away, but it looks like he went on the check swing. Home plate umpire confirms that strike 2. So it's 1-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the first. 1-0 Michigan over the FAU Owls here in the first of 2 games. The 1-2 from Del Prado. fouled straight back at us, and you guys flinched, but I'm accustomed to not flinching with how short that fence is over these
I
years.
couldn't tell you the last baseball game I've been to, so seeing the ball come at me like it definitely gave me a little bit of a scare.
The 1-2. Curveball popped high, center field.
About the same position as the last one.
Is DeBose, and he will make the play to end the inning. So, other than that sac fly, Michigan got a run and a hit this inning, and now we're going to go to the bottom of the first inning. Michigan up 1-0. We'll be right back. We are back here on the bottom of the first inning. Michigan Wolverines leading 1-0 over the FAU Owls. And we're going to give the FAU starting lineup tonight. Leading off and playing shortstop, Armando Albert. Gabriel Rincones will bat second and play right field. Nolan Shanuel, stud at first base, will bat third. Cleaning up and playing third base, Jackson Ross. Stephen Loden will bat fifth and play second base. Tyler Kelder will bat sixth and play left, batting seventh. And serving as the designated hitter, Dylan Goldstein. Nicholas Toney, longtime catcher, will bat eighth. And Jalen DeBose will bat ninth and play center field. The starting pitcher for Michigan tonight will be Noah Rennard, who is priorly, he was a JUCO pitcher in 2019, did not pitch in the 2021 season, and he's back at it here with the Michigan Wolverines this season. So Armando Albert is about to step up to the plate for the Owls. He's a newbie here for this team. He's going to start at shortstop after Wilfredo Alvarez completed his tenure here at FAU. And much like Wilfredo Alvarez, who used to be the leadoff shortstop here at FAU, Armando Albert is fulfilling that as well as the leadoff shortstop. He is a left-handed hitter, and the first pitch is high and away with the fastball 1-0. So Albert this season hitting .267 with a home run and 9 RBIs, OBP at .450. The 1-0. Fastball outside 1-1. The 1-1. Fastball up again. That's 2-1. Nice eye there by Albert.
Good eye there with a very small strike zone, not needing to take any chances there, swing outside the zone.
Armando Albert formerly played with Santa Fe College as he takes a breaking ball inside, 3-1. Armando Albert takes a fastball now, 3-2, and that pitch may have been ball four to the disappointment of some in the crowd.
Armando looked ready to go. The crowd looked ready to go. However, full count. Here we go.
3-2. And a fastball taken for strike three. Albert threw his bat to the dugout as if he was about to walk to first base, but a called strike three will ring him up to begin the inning.
To be fair, it was a consistent call, about the same placement as the previous pitch. Armando wanted both of those to be balls, wasn't able to get it. Now he's walking back to the dugout.
So Gabriel Rincone steps in, socks up, left-handed hitter number 9. BJ Murray used to wear number 9 for the Owls. He was just recently drafted by the Chicago Cubs. So congratulations to him as Rincones takes a strike. This year, Rincones has 4 home runs and 12 RBIs with a 312 average and a 400 on-base percentage. Swing and a miss, big hack at the fastball, 0-2. That's one of those pitches you see fastball up at the eyes, and that's one of those you want to hit, and sometimes you just can't get to it. The 0-2 fastball up and away this time, and the count evens up at 2, or rather 1-2. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice slider. And that's the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up Nolan Shanuel for the Owls. Last year, he had a heck of a season, hitting .343 with 11 home runs and 56 RBIs in 55 games. So obviously that means he averaged more than an RBI a game. Just a tremendous season for him last year with a .444 on-base percentage. And this year he's continued the same pattern with a .321 average. The first pitch comes in, curveball low and in, and he swings over at 0-1. And he's also got a homer and 2 ribbies to begin the season. And you can see Jacob, he stands 6'3" stance.
That first swing really let you know he has one intention stepping up with his bat, and that is to see the ball go yard.
And that second pitch was a fastball high, 1-1. 1-1. Grounded foul. First base coach picks that one up, throws it to the dugout for safekeeping.
Maybe he can take that ball, turn it into the concession stand for the treat they were announcing earlier on.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're hearing tonight if you find a ball in the stands, you are able to get a special treat. So that is big-time information. Fastball up and away, swung on and missed by Shanuel. And so FAU, no runs, no hits, and no errors by Michigan. 1-0 Michigan after 1 inning. We're going to go to the top of the second. We'll be right back here on FAU Owl Radio. We are back here in the top of the second. Tito Flores leading it off here, the left fielder from Michigan. He is a right-handed hitter, hitting .194 this year with 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and a .242 on base. Infield shifted normally. Outfielders, same thing as the last inning as well. First pitch fastball upstairs, 1-0. Nice take by Flores. So last year, Tito Flores had a heck of a year as the 1-0 comes in and an off-speed pitch check swing called strike, 1-1 by the home plate umpire. But last year, he hit .325 with 7 home runs, 37 RBIs, and a .429 on base. And that's why I say some of these stats may be skewed, Jacob, is they haven't played many games this year as the 1-1 comes in, taken low, 2-1.
And very interesting strike zone here from the ump. Very inconsistent over these first 2 innings.
Ted Burton, the designated hitter on deck for Michigan, the 2-1. Grounded to the shortstop. Albert throws to first in time for the first out of the inning. So a routine ground ball starts off this top of the second. And Ted Burton steps in. He was named the top infield and number 8 overall MLB draft prospect in the Big Ten Conference. So a highly touted DH here for Michigan. He was also named among the preseason top 50 third basemen by D1Baseball.com at number 20 overall as he swings and misses 0-1 at a fastball. And that's the pattern we're going to be seeing here, Jacob, is a lot of these Michigan hitters are very talented.
Yeah, you're coming against one of the better teams in the nation here as the pitch comes in.
And that pitch inside one.
Most of the Big Ten competition is a force to be reckoned with, as we saw earlier on the season. However, FAU able to take care of business there. Hopefully we can see the same.
1-1, 1 out, top of the second, 1-0 Michigan as that pitch is fouled back behind the dish, 1-2. Defensive alignment for FAU. You have Jackson Ross at third base, Armando Albert at shortstop, Stephen Loden at second as that pitch is fouled off the third base wall. Count remains 1-2. You have Nolan Shanuel at first base, and then left to right, you have Tyler Kelder, Jalen DeBose, and Gabriel Rincones with Nicholas Toney behind the plate. 1-2, curveball in the dirt. Taken 2-2.
Good pitch there. Just try to get him to chase. You're dealing with one of the best batters in the nation. Try to get a freebie there.
One of the best batters in the nation, possibly, and he's hitting sixth. 2-2. Popped high, third base side. Ross going after. And that ball falls again. That ball was to the left fielder. And so Ross was chasing it all the way into shallow left field. And then Kelder in left field gets blocked by what I would assume to be the lights here at the stadium. He lost the ball in the lights, and now we have another runner on base that maybe should have been an out, Jacob.
This is the second time in the game so far, same exact position. The FAU outfield has had an issue locating the ball in the lights. Beautiful facility, like I mentioned before, but sometimes the niceness to it can prove some issues.
So now Alex Fedgy Johnson, the second baseman, runner on second now with 1 out.
Oh,
and that is high and in, almost hit him there.
He just wanted to shave his beard a little bit.
I think you got to realize, too, here, for Del Prado's sake, with this runner on base, because the ball was not touched, it's ruled a hit. So if this runner scores, that's his earned run. And so because it's not ruled an error, that is why that is. So the count 1-0. Runner tagging off second with a big secondary lead there, but he went back before Del Prado checked. Curveball looped in there for a strike, 1-1. You have Loden playing close to the bag at second with Albert at the normal spot for the shortstop. 1-1, 1 out. Del Prado taking a little bit longer when he's in the stretch, taking his time. And now Fedgy Johnson calls time. So if you're a hitter here, Jacob, what do you think in second base? What's your job here with 1 out?
I just want to get the bat to the ball, something into the outfield, and get that next hitter up to maybe get that run in from third.
The 1-1 fastball right in there for a strike, 1-2. Nicholas Toney's been behind the plate for FAU for a number of years, calls a great game, and is a tremendous blocker. And now Del Prado calls time. So a lot of delays here with a runner on base. And as we've seen so far, Del Prado mixing in that fastball with a curveball. And so you got that 2-pitch mix. You just went fastball. And so he might be debating, is the curveball or fastball too predictable? Is that pitch is nubbed foul to the first base side?
They're just able to get enough on it to prevent the strikeout.
Yeah, that's a nice job to fight off there with 2 strikes. Choking up on the bat. 1-2, 1 out. Man on second, 1-0 Michigan. Del Prado gets set and deals. Curveball in the dirt this time, 2-2. And so this is what I was kind of trying to say, Jacob, is he's got fastball and curveball, and there's no triple option here. So he's going to have to figure out how to get outs with those 2 pitches. 2-2. Fastball high and in.
2 times is at bat. It's really got high and in on the batter, putting us now into a full count.
Loden still shaded near the bag. Outfielders in normal depth and 3-2. And a fastball just inside for ball 4.
Looked to be a very similar position for FAU. You go from 1 and 2, fouled off a couple times. Now you got runners first and second.
Yeah, and those are the at-bats that just Van Remortel hitting 8th and playing first base, right-handed hitter. And a check back at second.
How Dancy's been doing back there. It's worth it just to see if you can get him.
Yeah, and Flora's taking tons of leads off second base. Excuse me, Ted Burton has been taking a bunch of secondary leads off second base. 0-1, 1 out, runners on first and second. The pitch, fastball up and in. And so if you're Del Prado, now that you've got runners on first and second, you're looking to get a pitch that'll produce a ground ball, get that double play to get you out of this inning. And again, Del Prado taking much longer when runners are on base. And that pitch, they might have a pick off there. He threw back to second, and he was well off second base. They tag Burton for the out, but advancing from first to second is Alec Fedgy Johnson. So a bit of a trade-off there, but it's a better situation here for FAU as opposed to first and second, 1 out. You now have a runner on second with 2 outs.
I'll take that all day of the week. That Danson finally came back to get him. 2 outs now for FAU, 1-1 count.
And so one thing, though, is this does change your mindset as a pitcher midway through the at-bat. Okay, now I don't have to get that double play. Now I just have to get an out as the count goes to 2-1 with a fastball inside. Two one. Curveball. Did he go? He did not, according to the first base umpires. They just checked over. 3-1. On deck is Riley Birdham, the senior shortstop. And if I'm Del Prado here, I'm probably going fastball. It looks like he's been able to locate it a bit better. And that looked more like a slider, actually. It's the first time I've seen a movement like that on a pitch tonight. Obviously, we don't know. But it did look a little bit like a slider, the way that pitch was moving. So the count now full with 2 outs. Yeah.
1 pitch to get us out of the inning. You had first and second, 1 out. Now you can get out of the inning. No runs allowed.
And against Michigan, you don't want to be going down by anything, much less more than you already are. So that ball skied to center field. DeBose coming in on it in right center field. He'll call it off and make the catch to end the inning. So a nice job by Del Prado getting out of an inning where there was a base runner on that maybe shouldn't have been, but he got out of it. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. We're going to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Michigan. We are back here in the bottom of the second inning as FAU tries to tie and maybe take the lead here in this inning. Jackson Ross, the junior third baseman, here to lead it off, hitting .346 with an RBI and a .433 on base percentage this year. And so he is taking over for B.J. Murray, as I mentioned earlier, drafted by the Chicago Cubs. And he's one of many, many Owls that departed last year's roster as that pitch is rolled in there with the curveball 0-1 to Ross. The 0-1. Line to third base. That's a base hit past the third baseman. Rounding first on his way to second. That ball's still in the corner and left, and Ross will get to second standing with a leadoff double.
Great contact there on the ball. Ross driving it down the left field line. First baseman dove for it, unable to get to the ball. Ross leads in there with a double.
And that's his fifth double of the season. And that'll bring up Stephen Loden, the second baseman, sophomore lefty, hitting .407 with 7 RBIs this season with a .529 on base percentage. And last year, Loden began the year as the starting second baseman, but as the year played out, Sam Lowe was the one who ended up taking over at second base, and now Loden retaking the position this year as Sam Lowe has moved on to different ventures. And the count 1-0 to him. So man on second now with nobody out. And if you're Loden, just ground ball to second, moves the runner over, base it up the middle, scores the run. The 1-0. And that's a grounder to second base. It'll move the runner over. Throw to first in time, 1 out. So now you have a runner on third with 1 out. And it'll bring up Tyler Kelder, the left fielder, hitting .219. He's a senior with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs.
Yeah, Jacob, there you go. That's exactly what you were just talking about now. 2 opportunities here to get the runner in from third to tie the game for FAU Owls.
Tyler Kelder had a stellar 4-year career at St. Bonaventure. He hit 28 career home runs there, including 10 in the last season, which ranked among the top 30 nationally in home runs per game as he takes the first pitch for a strike. In 2021, he was chosen to the 2021 Atlantic 10 All-Conference second team. So a nice player to get in here on his senior year as he takes a breaking pitch low and in 1-1.
Tyler has 28 career home runs, including 10 from last year. That'd be big right now to get his 29th in his career.
Owls, which means he has 30 for his total career, which means a home run here would be 31. So that's my bad there. So 1-2, 1 out, man on third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the second out. And that's a pitch, Jacob, probably able to have been delivered.
Absolutely blew it right past him. Was late on the fastball there. Low and away. Unable to get any contact on the ball at all.
So Dylan Goldstein, the DH, the number 7 hitter, hitting .217 with a homer and 4 ribbies. Now that there's 2 outs, a grounder or a sac fly would not score a run as a curveball perfectly delivered in there for a strike. And the shortstop shaded up the middle on the other side of the bag. But
2
he is
pitches
staying
there
where
on
he is.
the inside part of the plate. Really good placement by the pitcher.
0-2, fastball high, out of the strike zone, swung on and missed, and that'll end the inning. So FAU strands a runner at third, but they do pick up the first hit of the game on a double by Jackson Ross. 1-0 Michigan, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for them, no runs, a hit, and no errors for the Owls. We'll be back in the top of the third. And the first pitch to him is a ball, 1-0.
Riley Birdham in his last RBIs in the win against FIU.
Thrown to first, thrown off the bag, and the tag by Shanuel, and they call it safe. So basically, there was a rolling ground ball to the shortstop, Armando Albert, and he picked it with one glove, threw it onto first, but it was offline. Shanuel had to reach out his arm with his glove, but the tag supposedly missed Birdham at first, and now Coach McCormick is going out to talk with the umpires. But remember, in college, we don't have replay.
I don't know. From our vantage point, it looked like he was able to slap him on the helmet. However, you want a better throw there. You don't even want to give it its interpretation from the umpires. Umpires here coming together to discuss the call.
And the umpires do a very rare reversal here. They are reversing the call. Without replay, they came to a consultation. They huddled up near the first base bag and said, you know what? He's out.
And a little bit of contest there from Riley. However, seems mostly consent. And as I say, he's starting to throw up his arms and contest to the umpires.
And now Michigan contesting this now. And there's not much what you can do. You know, they already consulted. They reversed the call, but obviously they're just trying to get an understanding here for what went on.
Yeah, you're not getting the umps to come together a second time to discuss this and change their mind.
So as they continue their explanation, I'll go into how many Owls have left FAU since last season, since the 2021 roster. So gone from last year, man, a lot of familiar faces. Wilfredo Alvarez, starting shortstop here for 2 years. Sam Lowe went to Charleston Southern. Javi Rivera, hard-throwing righty, got drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. Congratulations to him. DJ Murray, as I've mentioned, to the Chicago Cubs. Bobby Morganson, longtime FAU player, graduated after last season. Same thing with Jackson Wenstrom. Adrian Reese has left the university. Jared DeSantolo, longtime FAU player, now playing with Florida Southern. Mikey Antenza was a great relief pitcher here for a little bit, and he has now moved on. Matt Sparling has been drafted by the San Diego Padres. Cade Parker, Bryson Allen, Jack Stroud, O'Connell, TJ Stewart have also all moved on to different things. And Jackson Spiller is now a player at Leesburg. As that pitch is driven to right field on the first pitch back, but it is a foul ball home run. As a fan yells out, doesn't count.
That ball had the distance. He got a good rip on it just a little early on the ball. Otherwise, that's going to be 2 on the board.
Lineup flips over here for Clark Elliott. And the pitch is outside 1-1. One and one, one out, nobody on. And the pitch outside with a fastball 2-1. So Elliott Clark is 0 for 1 today. The 2-1. And a curveball. Did he go? Checking with the third base umpire. He went. It is 2-2. So a lot of those today. That looping curveball, Jacob, getting a lot of guys to us halfway through.
And a late decision there from the ump to check over to his third base coach ends up good for FAU.
2-2. Curveball bounced. And it's 3-2.
I thought it hit him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I did as well. Apparently not. Elliott Clark wearing number 15 for Michigan. And Del Prado wearing number 44. The full count pitch, grounded foul, first base side. And that ball will trickle out into the right field corner. So now Armando Albert playing on the second base side of the bag. And that's ball 4. Loden was playing in short right field. Third baseman Ross was playing the shortstop position with the third baseman vacant. And now with the right-handed batter, Joe Stewart, coming back, they're going to go back to their normal spots in the infield. So now it'll be a runner on first, 1 out for Joe Stewart. He's 1 for 1. Check over at first, and it is not in time as Elliott got back in time.
I believe we'll see a few more of those. Clark provides some speed on the base pass, so really unfortunate to see him walk there.
And that pitch is up high, 1-0. So a very interesting tidbit about Joe Stewart. This guy actually graduated from Michigan State after 4 years, and now he's playing for the opposite side here at Michigan. He started 37 games last year and after 4 years, and now he's playing for the opposite side here at Michigan. He started 37 games last year and led Michigan State with 15 extra base hits, 5 home runs, and now he's playing for the rival as another check over at first is safe. What do you think about that, Jacob?
I don't know how this man stays safe in the state of Michigan. He was probably hated all 4 years by University of Michigan. Now he comes over, now all Michigan State hates him.
1-0, runner leading off first by about a few steps. He was about to go for first, but did not. Curveball looped in, and a one-handed wave swing at it was missed. So now we have one ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A man on, 1-0 Michigan here in the top of the third. Nicholas Del Prado on the mound. His pitch count about to be at 42. And through 3 innings, you'd like it to be around 45. So he's kind of at that pace now as a curveball taken for a strike, 1-2. And that philosophy, I always say it, I got it from Jim Cott, listening to a baseball game. He said, you like your pitchers to get 15 an inning. Takes them through 6. You get 90 pitches through then. It's a good number to judge it on. 1-2 with 1 out to Stewart. And that curveball in the dirt, he did not offer at it. Nice block by Tony, but it went behind him. You could have seen that speedy Elliott going to second, but he held off.
Yeah, last thing you want is him getting a second and a ball out to the outfield could easily score him.
Outfielders still shaded normally. One, 2-2 swung on and missed at the curveball for strike 3. So that curveball, Jacob, he's been counting on it this inning.
Yeah, you say he has a 1-2 punch, not much else to effort that. However, this time at bat, the 1-2 punch was able to get him.
So now Matt Frey comes in here. He has an RBI in his last at bat after the sac fly. So now 2 outs with a man on first. And Elliott may be more keen to run here with 2 outs as a check over at first again.
And it's about the 3rd time he's gone over there. Really wants to keep Elliott close to the bag as possible.
First pitch of the at-bat, and that hit him on the shoulder, the front shoulder. First pitch of the at-bat, and that hit him on the shoulder, the front shoulder. So now that'll be runners on first and second. Catcher, number 8, Jimmy Obertop in here. He's 0 for 1.
Obertop comes to this game with 34 RBIs, 2 here on base opportunity to really open up this game for Michigan.
Obertop comes in the number 23 overall MLB draft prospect in the Big Ten. The cleanup hitting catcher on the right side. And that curveball, there it is again, looped in there for a strike. And with these pitches, if you're going to rely on that curveball, it's all about location. And these guys seem to be stumped on when it's coming and on where it is this particular inning. The 0-1. Curveball in the dirt. Nice block by Tony. Runner stay put. But he's doubling up curveball here, first 2 pitches of the at-bat. And you wonder, with that hit by pitch that was on the fastball, is he losing some of that command with it? Is he more trusty of his curveball this inning? And we'll see if he can get out of it with a fastball or a curveball. 1-1, 2 outs, runners on first and second. And another curve in the dirt, 2-1.
If you have some questions about the fastball, last thing he needs the curveball to start ditching it too. The curveball to start ditching it too.
The 2-1. And another curveball, 2-2.
That one a lot more beautiful. Started inside, came over the middle of the plate. Over top, not able to recognize it till late.
And what's interesting is he went first pitch inside curveball, second pitch in the dirt, third pitch in the dirt, then another one up. So at least he's changing the locations of some of these curveballs. 2-2, 2 outs, 2 men on. Low and in the dirt with the curveball. It's a full count.
Moving on to 3-2, Elliott's going to be able to get a jump from second base, so any ball that lands in the outfield will definitely score him.
Full count pitch. In the dirt again, so.
And go down to the bullpen to warm up. Bases loaded here, 3 outs. Still just the 1-run lead for Michigan, so really important here for FAU to get out of this.
And David Kopp, the pitching coach, coming out here to talk to Del Prado, probably telling him, listen, you've got a good fastball. Just because you hit someone doesn't mean you can't throw it. You know, be confident in your pitches and go out there and get this out. And so with Tito Flores coming up, he's 0 for 1 today. Dropped his average down to 188. Against Tito Flores. Elliott on third, Frey on second, Obertop on first. First pitch. Swung on a miss on the fastball, low and away. And there's that pitch variation, Jacob. And if you're Del Prado, you're not even looking strikeout here. You're looking just getting out in general.
Yeah, any base will do.
And that fastball up. So from all curveballs last at bat, he goes fastballs here. And that ball is lined up the middle for a base hit. Elliott will score. Rounding third and coming to score is Frey. It's a 2-run single for Tito Flores, and Michigan takes a 3-0 lead.
Very solid contact there. Able to get the ball into center field. Had some power on it, and able to get both runs home, second and third. Now runners on first and second here, still 2 outs. FAU is losing 3-0.
So those are RBIs number 8 and 9 for Flores. And it puts the Wolverines up by 3. Now with runners on first and second with 2 outs. With Tito Flores on first and Obertop on second base. Burton at the plate. He's 1 for 1. And that fastball low. And so that fastball, when it's put, in the strike zone, it's a little bit straight. And so if he's not locating that pitch and it comes straight through, you'll see it lined up the middle like it just was. (1-0). Pop tie behind us, and will it hit in the stands? Ooh, it hit in the crowd. May have hit a person in their seats. We hope they're okay, of course. Happy. She picked up the ball. Everyone's okay. And that's reason number 700 to raise the fence behind home plate.
Yeah, the sound is kind of soft instead of a bang. You just hope that no one got hit too badly.
1-1, 2 outs, 2 men on. And that ball, that was lined straight back at us about 5 feet over, Jacob.
Yeah, this man's really trying to kill the fans here behind us.
And luckily, we do have Nick Turok here to save us from any line drive.
You said that before that was 728. I think that was 729.
The 1-2, grounded to third. Ross will just step on the bag at third, and that'll end the inning. But Michigan strikes with a 2-run single by Tito Flores, and it puts them up by 3. FAU is going to try and strike back here in the bottom of the third. We'll be right back. We are back here for the bottom of the third. Veteran catcher Nicholas Toney. It's odd for me to say that. I was broadcasting him when he first got here. But Nicholas Toney in here is the senior catcher, 231 average with an RBI this year. As a pitch outside 1-0. So bear with me here, Jacob, okay? We just witnessed something that was very odd in between innings. We had the bench players for Michigan go out into left field as that ball is grounded to the shortstop, Birdham, and it bounces off his glove and trickles into center field for I think they're going to rule that a base hit. He kind of had to go to his right a little bit, but it did touch his glove, so they could rule that he could have fielded that, but it is a tough play. He had to move a little bit to his left, reach out with one glove, so we'll see how they rule it. It's either the second hit of the day for the Owls or an error on Birdham. But anyway, in between innings, the entire Michigan bench went into left field, laid down on their stomachs in a circle, and started doing a swim dance, I guess that was.
I don't know if any of you guys have watched the movie Midsommar, but I was getting those vibes there.
Yeah,
It
so
was very cultish.
yeah, and very odd. I don't know if that'll rub FAU the wrong way. It might be an inside joke type of thing, but you see something new every day at baseball fields, man.
I think that's what the players and the owners are doing in their meetings. They're just saying, we don't need to talk about anything. Let's just all do the worm.
So the box score is ruling that was an error on Birdham. And a curious thing here is there's a pinch runner at first base. It's Shane McGran, the backup catcher, switch hitter. And I will say, as Jalen DeBow steps up here, takes curveball for a strike. After one of the blocks that Toney took in the prior inning, I did notice he came up, was grabbing the inside of his hamstring. Obviously a little speculation, but he did come up a little easy. And now he's being pulled for a pinch runner here after his first at-bat.
Unfortunate to see very early on in the game, especially due to injury.
0-1, DeBose fouls it straight back, right on it there. So Jalen DeBose is a really interesting player. He's a center fielder here for FAU. He was here last year, really talented player, great swing. He came in here as a big prospect, but Jackson Wenstrom was here last year. He's been here for a long time. He was a senior last year and was able to start. But this year, Jalen DeBose gets his opportunity, and he has a chance to be one of the best players on this roster. This year he's hitting .333 with 13 RBIs as he swings and misses at a fastball upstairs. But really speedy in center, can steal bases, and good hitter. But, everyone strikes out, Jacob.
Yeah, that beautiful swing kind of left him there as he was chasing that high cheese.
So McGran at first base as the lineup flips over for Armando Albert. He struck out in his first at-bat. So a runner on first. Third baseman playing off the bag and in on the grass as there's a pickoff throw over at first. He is safe. Shortstop playing on the right side of second base, or his right side of second base, I should say. So with the lefty up, they're leaving that third base line vacant. And that another pickoff attempt is for naught. And if this was Wilfredo Alvarez last year, they used to shift him all the time as a lefty, and he used to go the other way almost all the time. He was a 300 hitter, and so we'll see if Albert can go the other way. He doesn't have to, I'm just saying, beat the shift. As that pitch is outside, 1-0.
Any sort of contact on the ball will take at this point. FAU through the game only having the one hit and now the one man on base due to the error.
Fastball taken for a strike.
Albert really must not like that part of the plate. Third pitch there that he thought was the ball. Third time it was called a strike.
One's across the scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Man on first. 3-0 Michigan here in the bottom of the third. And the pitch, fastball fouled behind the plate and beyond the stands into the parking lot. And Jake, I haven't told you this yet, but the reason I parked so back in the parking lot a few years ago, Noah Goldberg, great play-by-play man, was here. Foul ball, smashed his windshield.
Yeah, when you volunteered to drive us over here, I was not complaining. My car is safely over by Student Union.
1-2 grounded. He did go the other way. And this is see a lot in the major leagues, guys trying to go the other way against the shift. And you see Albert here. He is clearly choking up on the bat. Just that old school old school style of hitting that has just gone out of style because of these shifts in the major leagues. Count now 2-2 with that breaking pitch taken upstairs.
Bernardo's got a lot of FAU batters to chase so far through this game. Good patience there by Albert to not chase up top.
Still a runner on first, not taking too many leads. The 2-2 is a high fastball, so they're learning to take that pitch upstairs. Three-two to Albert. Line into right center field. That's going to bounce to the center fielder once for a base hit. Going to third is McGran. It's a one-out base hit for Albert. And now it's runners on the corners with one out for FAU.
Good contact there on the ball, just able to lightly tap it over into center field. Was hit soft enough so the runner was able to get from first to third. Now Gabriel Orcona is coming up to bat, trying to add to his 12 RBIs on the season.
And a lefty here against the righty. And this guy has a lot of power. They don't want to leave that pitch inside. They might want to jam him in, but you don't want to leave it in that sweet spot, as he already has 4 on the year. Runners on the corners. Albert at first, McGran at third. First pitch to Rincone's big hack on the curveball 0-1.
We saw that from his first at bat. His 2 swings he had at first, he was really going for the fences there. Again, trying to get the lead. That's at 3 for Michigan, taken care of in 1 swing.
Yeah, and when you see that big leaping curveball, the result of that swing, his head's out in right field, hip flying out the other direction. He's clearly trying to hit that ball out. So that pitch is taken low, 1-1. But who can blame him, man? You're hitting 300, 4 home runs in 8 games. And he's got that red bat. Very nice. And remember, in college, they still can use those aluminum bats, the 1-1, and a fastball taken down the middle, 1-2.
Right here, you just want any sort of contact on the ball. The power he has, likely getting it to the outfield, getting at least 1 run home.
The 1-2 from Renard, and that pitch is fouled into the grass on the third base side. Really great crowd here tonight. A lot of people on the first and third base sides in their lawn chairs. Seats filled up here behind the plate as well. Here at FAU Baseball Stadium, in the first of 2 between the FAU Owls and the Michigan Wolverines. 1-2, 1 out, runners on the corners. Did he go? And they're not even going to check over. Oh, I believe they are going to check over. They checked over at the second base umpire. He says he did not. So now it's 2-2. The 2-2 to Rincones. Foul back.
Orcona's doing a good job of staying this at bat. Multiple foul tips now. Good job on the previous pitch to not go chasing the dirt.
This past season, Rincones was named the FCSAA Region 8 Player of the Year and a first-team All-American after hitting .415 with 6 homers and 43 RBIs. As he takes that pitch, curveball grounded up the middle, steps on second, 1 onto first in time, and a nice play by Birdham after that error to start the inning. He comes back with a solo double play, stepping on the bag at second and firing it over to first to end the inning. So still 3-0 Michigan as we head to the top of the 4th. We'll be right back here on FAU Owl Radio. Back here to start the top of the fourth, Evan Waterberg, new pitcher on for FAU. This season in 7 innings with a 6.43 ERA. Wearing number 29 as always. A little bit of a softer thrower. Not going to blow it past you, but he has a great mix of pitches. That ball is placed beautifully. 0-2.
Reggie Jackson up to bat here for Michigan. Walked on his first appearance.
And that ball fouled away. So off to bat, of course, Alex Feggie Johnson. He walked in his first at-bat. The 0-2 and the dirt 1-2. So last year, Evan Waterberg didn't get much action, but in 2020, he had a 6.23 ERA in 4 appearances. That ball's lined out to left field, and that ball is caught by Tyler Kelder for the first out. Line drive out to start the inning.
Good contact on the ball. This time, though, wasn't popped up to left field, which we've seen would be an issue for our left fielder. Straight to him, didn't even really have to move. Easy out.
So now stepping up once again, Jack Van Remortel. He's 0 for 1 today. Nobody on now with 1 out in the top of the fourth. 3-0 Wolverines over the Owls here at FAU Baseball Stadium. And that fastball low and away, 1-0. Riley Birdham on deck. 1-0, taken inside, 1-1. Waterberg, a fast worker. He gets that pitch, and he's essentially ready to go.
We've seen him attack that inside corner 4 times now with the fastball, all 4 for strikes.
The 1-1. Fastball low, 2-1. And a breaking pitch low again, 3-1.
So far, hasn't been able to keep momentum off his breaking pitches, unlike with his fastball.
Three-one fouled. Oh, and that hit Birdham on the on-deck circle. Went up and hit his chin.
Seems to be taking it like a champ.
Little golf clap there by Nick Turok. Three-two. And that's ball 4. So first walk of the night for Waterberg. So now Riley Birdham comes up. Last inning, he had that error to begin it, but recovered with the solo double play. And he is 0 for 1 today at the plate.
We'll see if getting hit in the hand right in the on-deck circle there will have any impact on this at-bat for him.
Seemed like he was fine. And also I've noticed today, it looks like all these Michigan players wear their socks up. Usually you don't see an entire lineup wearing their socks up, but might be a little superstition thing for the team. It looks like everyone in the dugout has them up as well.
There's a few things, I guess, that's superstition. First the worm, now this.
Yeah. The 1-0 curveball in there, 1-1. So Van Remortel not taking too many leads off of first base. He's a first baseman himself.